Hi beautiful, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'll be doing a makeup look using the two new products that I found from Wet n Wild stand from Farmers. Recently, Wet n Wild came out with a bunch of whole new products, and this might not be new to other people, but for me this is new. So I recently found this 10 pan eyeshadow palette from Wet n Wild, which is a revamp of their 8 pan color eyeshadow. Now I used to have Comfort Zone, but I gave it away because the colors are great, but then I don't have that two matte transition shades that I could actually use. Whereas in this new palette, it comes with the original 8 eyeshadow colors as well as the additional 2 transition shades, which makes everything a lot better. So I got the shade Nude Awakening, and the other new Wet n Wild product that I found is this Megaglo Halo liquid highlighter. Now this comes in a glass bottle, as you can see, and a huge doe foot applicator, which is great. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, it pulls off a peachy gold. I thought this would be a great eyeshadow and facial highlighter as well. To prime my eyes, I'm going to use my Maybelline Age Rewind concealer. To set my eyes, I am going to use this palette right here, and I'm going to take this matte beigey white eyeshadow from the Wet n Wild palette and set our entire lids with it. Ooh, she's a little bit powdery but very pigmented. For my transition shade, I'm actually gonna go and use this lighter shade right here that says Transition into a brush. As you can see, the eyeshadow has a little bit of fallout, so you have to be careful with it. So tap the excess. The eyeshadow is so smooth and it just blends seamlessly. So with the same brush, I want to inject a little bit of warmth into the eye. So I'm going to go and use this burgundy matte shade. And oh my gosh, it's so pigmented. Go back to transition shade again and blend everything. To deepen out the outer V, I'm going to use this other transition shade right here, which is the Cool Tone Brown. Again, it's very pigmented, so you have to tap off the excess. And I'm gonna go back to the red shade and blend this. For brow bone highlight, I'm gonna go and use the beigey shade once again on a flat shader brush and focus that underneath the brows. And I'm gonna go back to the first transition shade and blend everything. So what I'm going to do next is to actually use the liquid highlighter. So I'm gonna put a little bit on my arm, and with a flat brush we're going to carve the crease. Oh my god, that's so pretty. So what I'm gonna do next is to actually blend that part right there. So I am going to go back with the brush that we used before, and I'm actually going to pick up this shade right here to blend the lighter shade to the darker shade. Since it's a liquid highlighter, I want to set the lid, so I am actually going to go and use this shade right here, which is that one right there, to set the lids, and mix a little bit of this shade, which is a little bit pink. So I'm going to mix those two together to set my lids. Man, Wet n Wild eyeshadow is stepping it up. So I'll go ahead and apply some eyelashes and tightline my eyes, and I'll be back. For primer today, I'm going to use my trusty e.l.f. Poreless Primer. For foundation today, we're going to keep it Wet n Wild. I have the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation, and I have two shades right here. So I have Golden Beige and Desert Bay, and I love this foundation. I also did a first impression on this, but it's so good, especially if you want to take photos. And it's full coverage, it lasts all day. I don't have a concealer from Wet n Wild, so I'm just gonna go on and conceal with the Maybelline Age Rewind. I'm going to try out this highlighter right here. This is a liquid highlighter from their Megaglo, and this is in the shade Gilded Glow. So what I'm going to do is to actually dot that much. It's a pretty highlighter. It's very blendable. The color is actually great. So what I'm going to do is to set my face, and then we're going to try and apply the highlighter again on top of the powder to see how it will perform. To set my under eyes, I am going to use this Wet n Wild contour palette, and this one is in the shade Caramel Toffee. So I'm going to grab the banana shade and set my under eye. And for the rest of my face, I'm going to use this setting powder from Wet n Wild once again, and this is the Coverall Compact Powder, and this one is in the shade Medium. It's a little bit too light for me, but this is a great powder for setting all over the face. To contour, I'm going to go back to that contour duo and use the contour shade. So what I'm going to do is to try the highlighter again, this time with my finger, and pop a little bit of that on the cheeks to see how it will go. So it's blending out really well on top of the powder. It doesn't cling on to the powder that will create a patch, and it just blends so easy. It has a wet consistency, I mean a watery consistency, that once you blend it into your skin, it dries completely matte but then glowy at the same time. It does have a little bit of shimmer, but it's nothing too major, and it just pops, especially my nose highlight. So to finish off the eyes, I am going to use that burgundy shade right here all over my lower lash line, which I usually like to do. And on the outer V, I'm going to use the dark transition shade. Grab a smaller brush and just blend. For the highlight, I am going to use this shade right here on a pointy brush and grace that in the inner corner and towards the inner part of the lower lash line, so around here, to make it pop. For lips, I am going to line my lips with this Wet n Wild Color Icon lip liner in Willow, and then I'll top it off with the Australis Velour Matte Lip Cream in the shade Nom Pen. And last but not the least, we're going to set the highlighter with this Wet n Wild highlighting powder in the shade Precious Petals. I love this highlighter. It made it even more pop. And this is my final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I highly recommend Wet n Wild products, especially now that they are coming out with a lot of new collections. The eyeshadow palette for sure is a #1 highly recommended product if you ever want to dive into trying out Wet n Wild eyeshadows. Look at how pigmented these mattes are. Like, are you kidding me? So these are the shades. Obviously, it swatches a little bit chalky, but I swear to you, once you put it on your eyes, it blends seamlessly. And the shimmer shades are very pigmented. and they're very smooth, they're very buttery. If you're a highlighter junkie, this honestly, you could use this for your eyes as just what I did, and you can also use this for your face. Now this works two ways. You can either put it underneath your foundation or you can put it over the top of the powder, and it does not do any sketchy things at all, like being patchy or clinging into the powder. It blends very smoothly. Topping it off with their powder highlight, oh my god, it's a great combination. Packaging is really cute. It's glass though, so I don't really recommend you traveling with this because it might break, but this could be a great body highlighter as well. I will catch you on my next video. Bye.